Hello students, this is video 21 part 3 chapter 2 elements, compounds and mixtures for class 6, and today we will continue with topic symbols of elements from page number 19. As we know that elements are substances which can neither be broken down nor be formed from one or more simpler substances by physical as well as chemical means. Some examples of elements are like iodine, lead, aluminium, copper, oxygen, sulfur and many more. Now, these elements can be represented by some symbols. And firstly, alchemists used pictorial symbols to represent different elements which were difficult to recall and were limited in number. Here we have some symbols used by alchemists to represent different elements. For example, you can see a symbol for gold is like a circle with dot, and for silver it is capital C. Similarly, we have a symbol for antimony, arsenic. After that, symbols for some elements are given by John Dalton. For example, symbol for hydrogen is circle with dot, and for oxygen it is circle, and for iron it is circle with I. For lead it is circle with L, and for carbon it is circle. Then for sulfur it is circle with plus, and for copper it is circle with C. For gold it is circle with capital G. Later on, Swedish chemist J.J. Berzelius developed the system of symbols that being used today. And according to this system, the name of the element, that is from the name of the element, one or two letters is taken as its symbol. I am repeating, from the name of the elements, one or two letters is taken as its symbol. Next, we have a system for determining symbols of the elements. First point, the symbols of the most common elements, mainly non-metals. Underline, mainly of non-metals, use the first letter of their English name. For example, here we have a many non-metals like hydrogen, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, sulfur and iodine. Now, in order to write their symbols, what we do? We only write first letter of their English name. For example, name of hydrogen is like this. So, in order to write its symbol, what we do? We write first letter of its English name, but it should be in capital, keep in mind. So, it will be capital H. Similarly, symbol for boron is capital B. First letter of its English name, but it should be in capital. Then, symbol of carbon is capital C. First letter, but in capital. For nitrogen, it is capital N. First letter, but in capital. Similarly, for oxygen, it is capital O. First letter of its English name, that is oxygen, capital O. Then, similarly for fluorine, it is capital F. For phosphorus, it is capital P. For sulfur, it is capital S. And for iodine, it is capital I. In book, you can see we have some symbols like capital H. This is the symbol of hydrogen, symbol of boron, symbol of carbon, symbol of nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, sulfur and iodine. First letter of their English name, but it should be written in capital. Then second point is, if the name of the element has the same initial letter as another element. If the name of the element has the same initial letter as another element, then the symbol uses the first and second letter of their English name. Underline, first and second letter of their English name. But keep in mind, first letter should be in capital and second letter should be in small. For example, symbols of elements like helium, beryllium, calcium and neon are written with two letters from their English name. This is because First letter of helium is similar as that of hydrogen, and of beryllium it is similar to that of boron. Of calcium it is similar to that of carbon, and for neon it is similar to that of nitrogen. Now, in order to distinguish between hydrogen and helium, helium is written like capital H small e. So, their symbols are written with two letters from their English name, and first letter should be in capital and second should be in small. Similarly, for beryllium, it is capital B small e. For calcium, it is capital C small a. And for neon, it is capital N small e. First letter capital, then second smaller, capital N small e. First letter capital, capital C, second smaller, that is small a. First letter capital, capital B, second letter in small, that is small e. Here we have some examples of symbols with two letters from the English name of their elements. For example, helium, lithium, beryllium, neon and aluminium. Now third point is, if the first two letters of the element name are the same as another element, then the symbol consists of first letter and the first consonant of the English name that they do not have in common. Here we have two examples. First example is of magnesium and manganese. Now you can see in magnesium and in manganese, first two letters are capital M small a, capital M small a. Therefore, their symbols are written like, for magnesium, it is capital M small g, capital M and small g, first letter and first consonant. Then for manganese, it is capital M small n, that is first letter and first consonant, capital M small n and capital M small g. Similarly, for chlorine and chromium, in both chlorine and chromium, first two letters are common, capital C small h, capital C small h. Therefore, their symbols are written like, for chlorine, it is capital C small l, first letter and first consonant, C and small l. For chromium, it is capital C small r, capital C small r, that is first letter and first consonant, not in common. Next point is, some symbols are based on the old name or Latin name of the element. So these are like, natrium has a symbol capital N small a, capital N and small a. Natrium is a Latin name of sodium. Then for ferrum, ferrum is a Latin name of iron and its symbol is capital F small e. Then Latin name of silver is argentum and its symbol is capital A small g. These points we also have written over here. Some elements whose symbols are the first letter of their English name. For example, for carbon, it is capital C, first letter in capital. For sulfur, it is capital S, first letter in capital. For boron, it is capital B, first letter in capital. For iodine, capital I. For oxygen, capital O. For nitrogen, it is capital N. For phosphorus, it is capital P. And for fluorine, it is capital F. First letter of their name, but it should be in capital. Then we have some elements whose symbols are the first two letters of their names. First letter in capital and second letter in small. For aluminium, it is capital A small l, first two letters. For argon, it is capital A small r. For magnesium, it is capital M small g, that is first letter and first consonant. Then for cobalt, it is capital C small o. For silicon, capital S small I. For bismuth, it is capital B and small I. Now some elements use the letter of their Latin names to write their symbols. For example, Latin name of sodium is natrium. So from its Latin name, its symbol is capital N and small a. First two letter, first in capital and second in small. Then for copper, Latin name is cuprum. So its symbol is capital C and small u. For silver, Latin name is argentum. So its symbol is capital A and small g. For mercury, it is hydrogyrum. So its symbol is capital H and small g. For potassium, Latin name is kalium. So its symbol is capital K. Iron, Latin name is ferrum. So its symbol is capital F with small e. For lead, symbol is capital P with smaller b because of its Latin name, that is plumbum. Next we have significance of an element. The significance of the symbol of an element gives the name of the element and one atom of the element. Underline. The symbol of an element gives the name of the element and one atom of the element. Only one atom of that element. Next in table 2.2 we have symbols of some inert gases. These helium, argon, xenon, neon, krypton and radon. All are inert gases. And symbol for helium we have a capital H small e, first two letter. For argon it is capital A small r. For xenon it is capital X small e. And for neon it is capital N small e, first two letters. For krypton it is capital K and smaller r. For radon it is capital R and small n. Next we have symbols of some metals, like for aluminium capital A small l. For calcium capital C small a. For copper, from its Latin name, that is cuprum, capital C small u. For gold, from its Latin name iorum, that is capital A small u. For iron, from its Latin name, that is ferrum, capital F small e. For lead, from its Latin name plumbum, capital P small b. For magnesium it is capital M small g. For mercury it is capital H smaller g, from its Latin name hydrogyrum. For potassium, from its Latin name, that is kalium, capital K. For platinum it is capital P smaller t. For sodium, from its Latin name, that is natrium, capital N small a. For silver, from its Latin name, that is argentum, capital A small g. For zinc it is capital Z smaller n. For bromine, symbol is capital B small r, first two letters, first in capital, second in small. For carbon, capital C. For chlorine it is capital C small l. For hydrogen, capital H. For iodine, capital I. For nitrogen, capital N. Oxygen, capital O. Phosphorus, capital P. Silicon, capital S with smaller I. And for nitrogen it is capital N. Now students, what you need to do is to learn all the symbols given over here with name of the element. This is the table showing all the elements known as periodic table. So here we have all the elements written with their name and with their symbol. You can also learn from this table. Next we have activity to examine and describe the properties of a selection of elements. And material required are like we have hydrogen, carbon, sulfur, copper, iron, aluminium and silicon. Now what you need to do is to write, state, description and in which substances might the element be present. For example, hydrogen is gaseous in state and is clear, colorless and explosive and is present in acid and water. Same way you can write carbon is solid and it is black, non-metallic element present in carbon dioxide and sugar. Then we have sulfur element. Sulfur is also solid in state and it is tasteless, odorless, pale yellow solid present in sulfur dioxide and thiols. Then we have copper. Copper is also solid in state. It is pinkish orange in color, soft, malleable metal, and is present in copper sulfate. Then we have iron. Iron is also solid in state. It is brittle, hard metal, and is present in rust and iron sulfate. Then we have aluminium. Aluminium is also solid in state. It is silvery white and soft and malleable in nature. It is present in aluminium chloride. Then we have silicon. Silicon is also solid in state. It is hard, brittle, crystalline solid and is present in silicates. Next topic is common elements. First, universe. Hydrogen and helium are the two most common elements present in universe. As we already have at page 17 that hydrogen and helium are present in stars and make up 98% of their mass. So hydrogen and helium are the two elements that are present in universe. Then in earth crust, oxygen is the greatest amount, followed by silicon, aluminium and iron. Then in atmosphere, nitrogen is most abundant element. 75% of air contain nitrogen. Then we have human body. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen are the most common elements because they make up the compounds in all body cells. So in human body, most common elements are like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. In atmosphere we have nitrogen, and in earth crust common element is oxygen, silicon, aluminium along with iron, and in universe it is hydrogen along with helium. Next topic we have compounds. What are compounds? Two or more elements combine chemically to form compound. Two or more elements combine chemically. For example, sodium, whose symbol is capital N small a, and chlorine, whose symbol is capital C small l. These are two elements, and these two elements when combined chemically they form NaCl, and NaCl is called salt, and this salt is compound. This is compound. Sodium and chlorine both are elements, and when these elements combine together chemically they form salt, and salt is a compound having formula NaCl. Same way, hydrogen, whose symbol is capital H, and oxygen, whose symbol is capital O. Now when two elements of hydrogen combine with one element of oxygen, they form compound, that is water. So this water having formula H2O is a compound with constituents two hydrogen elements and one oxygen element. In book compounds, underline, these are pure substances which are formed when two or more elements combine chemically. Underline, combine chemically together in a fixed proportion by weight. Fixed proportion by weight. They form a compound. Some compounds along with their constituent elements are given below. First compound we have salt. Underline, salt. Salt is a compound which is formed when sodium element, as I told you that salt is a compound which is formed by the combination of sodium element and chlorine element. Now sodium element is solid and chlorine is gas. The salt which is formed by chemical combination of these elements is solid, that is solid crystalline salt. Here you can see we have a sodium which is solid in nature, Na, and we have chlorine which is gaseous in nature. So it is Cl, chlorine. When the sodium and chlorine combine chemically, they form salt, which is solid crystalline in nature. Salt, that is NaCl. Next compound we have water. Water is a compound formed by chemical combination of underlying hydrogen and oxygen elements. Both the elements are gases, whereas water is liquid in state. You can see oxygen, which is a gas, and hydrogen, which is also gas. When hydrogen and oxygen combine chemically, they form water, which is liquid in state. So here we have water having formula H2O, and here we have hydrogen element having symbol capital H and oxygen element having symbol capital O. When two elements of hydrogen combine with one element of oxygen, they form water, that is H2O. Next compound we have sugar. Sugar is a compound which is formed by chemical combination of three elements, and these three elements are hydrogen, oxygen and carbon. Now when these three elements combine chemically, they form sugar. So hydrogen and oxygen are gases, whereas carbon is solid. Both hydrogen and oxygen are gases and carbon is solid. The sugar which is formed is also solid in state. So here we have three elements: hydrogen, oxygen, both gases in state, and carbon, which is solid in state. When these three elements combine together, they form sugar. Sugar is a compound. And all hydrogen, oxygen and carbon are elements. Now, compounds have properties which are completely different from the properties of the elements from which they are made. Underline, compounds have properties which are completely different from the properties of the elements from which they are made. This you can also see from here. Water, which is compound, is liquid in state, and the elements from which this compound is made up, that is hydrogen and oxygen, both are in gaseous state. So we can say that properties of a compound are totally different from the elements from which it is made up. Here also we have example of common salt, sodium chloride. It is made up of elements sodium and chlorine. The properties of sodium chloride are totally different from that of elements sodium and chlorine. Now we have characteristics of compounds. The very first characteristic we are already familiar with. A compound is a pure substance. Second, a compound has same composition and same properties. That is, compound is a homogeneous. Underline, compound is a homogeneous. Third, a compound has distinct properties as the original component lose their individual properties. So, a compound has distinct properties from the elements it is made up. Then, elements in a compound cannot be separated by physical methods. For example, iron cannot be separated from iron sulfide with a magnet. So, no physical method is used to separate elements from a compound, because compound is formed by chemical combination. Then next, energy is released or absorbed during the formation of compound. That is, energy is either given or released during the formation of compound. Next, we have few questions to assess our knowledge. First question, classify the following substances into elements and compounds. Underline, mercury, sulfur, gold, copper and oxygen. All are elements, while sugar, underline sugar, then water, sand, coal and alcohol, all are compounds. Second question, what are the different types of elements? Give 2 examples of each. Page number 18. Types of elements are metals, non-metals, metalloids and noble gases. You can write any examples of metals, non-metals and metalloids from here. For example, here we have examples of metals, and here we have examples of non-metals, and here examples of metalloids and examples of inert gases, that is noble gases. Third question is, give three differences between metals and non-metals. For this, open page number 19. From here you can write any three differences between metals and non-metals. Fourth question, name the elements which form sugar. How will you justify that sugar is a compound? Page number 23. You can write, elements from which sugar is made up are hydrogen, oxygen and carbon. You can write it like, the elements which form sugar are carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and sugar is a compound because all the properties of sugar are totally different from that of elements like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen from which it is made up. Then fifth question, write the symbols of the following elements. Symbol for iron is capital F small e. For gold it is capital A small u. For lead it is capital P small b. For mercury it is capital H small g. Sodium capital N small a, and for potassium symbol is capital K.